I got me here a skinny latte. Tastes kind of nice. It's one of them out of the little packet, so probably got some lumps in there. I've also got Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition for the Sega Megadrive, and that goes in like that. And for this I'll be using my favourite Megadrive controller, which is the 6-button one. And there is a couple of variants of this controller, but mine's the version without turbo or whatever. So this is one of my favourite fighting games, probably of all time on any system, so let's get on with it. I love the intro music on this game, it's awesome. I think I need to bit of dust in there, I believe. Bit of blow. I should probably clean that cartridge slot out at some point. Hopefully it'll work this time. Come on, it's been a pain in the ass. Ah, here we go. Yeah, I love the intro music on this game. Alright, let's go. Yeah. Hyper fatting. What's going on? Actually, I'll put it on easy mode in the easiest setting. So I own quite a few versions of this game. As probably most people who play video games do. Got like a Street Fighter Revival for the Game Boy Advance. Couple of versions for the Mega Drive. Got it on Capcom Classics Collection for the PS2. This is basically like Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the Super Nintendo, but I believe that on the Mega Drive you had to wait quite a while before I got a Street Fighter 2 game, but it was definitely worth it. My favourite character is Ryu, or Ryu, however you want to say it. Not that there's anything wrong with Ken, I just think Ryu's the better looking dude. Not that into dudes. But I hate ferrets. No, I don't really, I just like saying that. You do have to adjust quite considerably how you play when you play on different turbo settings, just because it changes the timing a bit of your button presses. So you have to adjust them accordingly. I've seen this, I think Classic Game Room did a Street Fighter 2 like a Super Nintendo versus the Mega Drive version, and they make comparisons on the sound and the graphics and gameplay, and there are some like bizarre little differences, like people missing from backgrounds like randomly, and just little things like that, and colour of certain people's clothings. Is that even a word? Yeah. So like the conclusion of that was pretty much that graphics, there isn't really that much in it. Me, I prefer the sound of the Megadrive version. The Super Nintendo does sort of do better quality sound, but it sort of comes out in a sort of muddled, you know, it doesn't jump out at you. But it does seem to have like more audio channels, and by that I don't mean it's got left and right. I mean in the actual mix down process prior to it, you know, being outputted in stereo, obviously, because they're both output in stereo if you've got the correct leads and whatever. There's only one of Ryu's moves that I have trouble with, and I think it's called the Shoryuken or something like that. The one where it does the flying uppercut thing. I just the button, when you read what the button combination for that is, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. So this is pretty easy, little bonus round, smash up the car, just do the heavy kick, and you end up doing it with quite a bit of time to spare. Perfect. There's a helicopter going past outside, probably a fucking police helicopter, knowing where I live, because it's a motherfucking ghetto. Yeah, differences over the original Street Fighter 2, the arcade game. I like the music on this stage as well. I also like the music on the Guile stage, but I didn't mention that. That was the last fighting stage that I played. Yeah, difference between the arcade game, the original, is you can play as the bosses, M. Bison and Vega. Is it Vega? Is he in this version? I can't remember that. Yeah, I think it's sure Vega. I think at one point, like, Sagat was a boss as well. If you want the definitive version of Street Fighter 2, you're looking at Super Street Fighter 2, which is sort of a bit of a fucking PC trying to fucking update itself. It pisses me off when it does that. In the middle of doing something, it just wants to switch off with some shitty fucking update. Yeah, Super Street Fighter 2, when you play that, it sort of feels like a completely different game. It's a bit like, it's almost like they wanted to do Street Fighter 3, and Super Street Fighter 2 sort of feels like a Street Fighter 2.5. Obviously Street Fighter 3 ended up being completely different, but yeah, you sort of get that feeling that it's not just a Street Fighter 2 game with a bit tacked on. It seems like, you know, there's a lot of extra content in Super Street Fighter 2, and it sort of feels like a completely separate game. Although the reason why I picked this to play today and not Super Street Fighter 2 might sound stupid, but it's just because I like the title music on this game. The Super Street Fighter 2, they sort of did a remix of the title music, and the intro is completely different as well, but yeah, it's the definitive version. It adds like combo counters and a load of new characters. I'll say a load, not a load in today's standards, but back then it was. Speaking of Super Street Fighter 2, the definitive console version of that game might surprise you if you don't know, because it was actually the 3DO version, which was obviously a complete failure of a console, but there are a couple of good ports on it, like Road Rash and obviously Super Street Fighter 2. Can't really think of any more off the top of my head, but I'm sure there was another couple of good games on it. Just a shame that the system was ridiculously overpriced. I just realised I've not really done many fireballs. There's that Shoryuken thing I was talking about. Managed to pull it off accidentally. If you're a fan of fighting games, you got to have this. When I say this, I mean a version at least of Street Fighter 2, because it's an absolute classic, so playable. Here we've got another bonus round again. Hard kick, high kick, whatever you want to call it. H kick. Do that again, time to spare. Piece of piss. I could sort of see the point of the bonus rounds on the arcade machine, but I sort of feel like it's just a bit of a waste of time on a home console. You know, and you're used to doing the bonus rounds, and you know how to just, do them perfectly with time spare. There's not really much point to it. Purists might like to play this game with a joystick, arcade stick, but I'm fine with my 6-button controller. I think this Megadrive 6-button controller is one of the best made. I think I actually prefer it to the original Saturn controller. It just feels like it's higher quality. Yeah, the buttons aren't as rattly as they are on the Saturn controller, and all the buttons feel tight. Yeah, you got a similar sort of layout, but obviously you've not got shoulder buttons, but I've got one in the form of mode. I'm not really sure what that does. Everything seems pretty tight on this controller. Of course, Sega Saturn controller does not work in a Mega Drive, so therefore it is inferior anyway by default. Also like how you can do like special moves like while you're in mid-air. Do like that, I'm not sure what it's called, whether it's called Hurricane Kick or something. Yeah, you can do that like in mid-air. See these next two, I'm sure. I think Balrog and Sagat were the bosses in the original game, and then World Warrior. You had Street Fighter 2, and I think you had Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, and I think World Warrior brought in the M. Bison and Vega. But like I say, there's that many different versions of Street Fighter 2 that you can't really blame me for not knowing 100%. I love that. Do the kick in mid-air. Fireballs, I think. Can't do fireballs. I'm sure you can do them in one double KO, bastard. Was it double KO? Oh yeah, it would have been. I was just expecting another mark to say that I'd sort of drawn on that round, but I guess I just don't count it at all. Defeat my Dragon Punch. I don't know what a fucking Dragon Punch is. This is the most difficult of the bonus stages. Sometimes I don't do this one perfectly. Let's see. Get a bit faster towards the end. Oh no, I accidentally fucking jumped. Oh, add insult to injury, I get hit by the barrel. I love this game, it's just one of those games when you put it on you just can't put it down. So here's Vega. Not one of the original cast. Excuse me, still recovering from that nasty cold where I lost my voice. Oh, if only I didn't have that bloody kick in me. Give it a fireball, hopefully. Okay, yeah, I didn't.
You win.
Surprisingly, there wasn't any lumps in that skinny latte. Quite impressed with my drink stirring skills. Come on, you fucking cunt. Kick you in the fucking face. Pretty annoying that he's got that sort of ability to jump into the background, which the other characters do. I was saying that Street Fighter's one of the better games for character balancing. I really hate it when you play games like Tekken and they'll have like a boss character who's, you know, half the size of the screen and shit like that. It just winds me up. I think all characters in games should be, you know, the same, of similar size. You know, like for instance here, Sagat's a bit bigger, but that's the limit. You know, that's how big. That's the maximum size that a character should be compared to another character in a fighting game, in my opinion. Got games like X-Men. The X-Men fighting games like Children of the Atom, X-Men vs Street Fighter. You got some ridiculously sized characters in them games. It sort of spoils it a bit for me. Still excellent games though. I don't like that fat dude in Tekken either. Tekken 6. I completed that. Got every single achievement on it on the Xbox 360. And then started playing it online, and everyone was just picking the fat dude. I can't even remember what his name is. Bob, I think it is. Fucking annoying character. Mine's a fucking hell about it. I'm pissed off with Sega now. Fucking face. Oh, he's being fucking cheap and spamming me, man. Cunt. What a fucking douchebag. Fucking prick. Cut his fucking head off. Who else do I like playing as? Nobody. I always feel like I'm cheating a bit if I have to, if I change characters. Sometimes you have to do it with a fighting game when they've got character balancing issues and you get to like stage 9 or something. characters are just fucking incompatible. Always used to happen on the earlier Tekken games with Nina, I think it was. She was always cheap as hell. I'd end up having to like switch to fucking Jack or something who can't stand shit character. If you actually play the game in at standard speed, this game's like slow as hell, and it doesn't make the game easier. I find it makes it harder when you play it on the slowest speed, you know, vanilla. So it should be the last stage, the next one. Pretty what would be the word, disappointed that I've had to continue. Usually if I'm not doing some commentary or whatever you want to call it, usually I do it without being beaten. Just handed my ass to me on a plate there, motherfucker. I think that this final stage, the background is pretty disappointing. It's just like this guy looks like some sort of military commander and he's in like some sort of fucking synagogue or something. Hey, you want him to be on like a battleship or, you know, something interesting. I remember there used to be a program with this like lesbian looking bird called what's her name, Violet something or other, and they used to have every day they used to do like 2-player sort of competitions, and one of them used to always be Street Fighter 2. They used to do like micro machines and stuff, and I just remember everyone used to play as Vega and Bison, so no point putting the name in because it doesn't save it. But yeah, this is Street Fighter 2, many incarnations of it. You definitely need to own it, it's an awesome game. I'll probably do a gameplay of Super Street Fighter 2 at some point. Yeah, that's an awesome game as well. Definitely need to pick up at least one version of it. You know, it's available for multiple systems, so you're pretty much sorted. So yeah, awesome game, one of my favourites of all time, so highly recommended.